I hope you heard a couple of things that Ms. Mulcahy said loud and clear. If you didn't get the notion that accountability and responsibility is very important to her and her organizational structure, then you missed it. She used that term several times. And then she talked about understanding the complexity in the business in the first part of the video. Some of you right now are in the midst of globus travails, and so you need to make sure that you keep your eye on the fundamentals of the business. What are your production costs? How do they compare? What is your market share? How does that compare? What are your profit margins? How does that compare? And that's going to guide you to the bigger issues. And then she talked about the challenges of running a matrixed organization and how she decided to put accountability back in it by deciding it was geographies. Those were going to be the privileged divisions in the matrix, and she was going to lean heavily on them. And I loved how she says, she goes, it isn't perfect, but it's clear and it allowed us to move quickly. And that's really the great summarization of the whole point of this chapter. Structure is important, but almost always there are pros and cons. And that'll be your job as a worker and hopefully later as a key leader to try to manage those, to understand the weaknesses of each, and then emphasize trying to work around those weaknesses. And now, the most important thing from your perspective, I kind of tipped my hat in the beginning. If you have the printed textbook from page 367 to the end of there'll be no questions on the exam. If you're dealing with the online part, it's section 13-G to the end, or basically, if it's stuff that you didn't hear me talk about specifically of network strategies, then you'll know that that's not what's going to be on the exam. So I hope we've made what could be kind of a dry subject come to life for you. I hope that you've applied it to your work environment and your understanding to see how that perhaps you're able to frame the issues that you see in your work environment and understand where maybe there's organizational issues that underlie those challenges in your work environment, and you see that it's important. Good luck.